The first one is coupon addiction. Saving money is smart, but some people treat a $2 coupon like they've just discovered buried treasure. They'll spend 20 minutes searching for discount codes, 15 minutes comparing prices, and another 10 minutes bragging about the money they saved. Meanwhile, they haven't spent a single minute thinking about how to earn more money. That's the problem. There's a limit to how much money can be saved. Eventually, there's nothing left to cut. But income doesn't have the same limit. The person who saves $5 once feels productive. The person who learns a skill that earns an extra $500 every month changes their life. Saving money matters, but if all the focus goes toward cutting pennies instead of growing dollars, the bank account stays on a very strict diet forever. Next is sale fever. A funny thing happens when a store puts a giant red sale sign on something. Suddenly, people start buying things they weren't even thinking about 5 minutes earlier. A jacket that's never been needed before somehow becomes impossible to live without. The logic sounds convincing. It was 50% off. But that's exactly how the trap works. Spending $50 to save $50 is still spending $50. Stores aren't running sales because they care deeply about everyone's financial future. They're running sales because sales make people buy more stuff. The smartest shopper isn't the person who buys the most discounted items. It's the person who can walk past a discount without convincing themselves they need something they never wanted in the first place. Next, treat yourself. Modern life has turned treat yourself into a full-time hobby. Finished a workout? Treat yourself. Had a productive day? Treat yourself. Managed to survive Monday? Definitely treat yourself. The problem is that every reward usually comes with a price tag. Eventually, the rewards become more expensive than the achievements. Imagine a company giving employees a bonus every time they show up to work. Pretty soon, everyone expects a reward for doing what's already expected. The brain works the same way. Not every accomplishment needs a shopping trip. Sometimes the reward is simply having more money left at the end of the month. Not exciting, but surprisingly effective. Next one is cheap choices. Many people think the cheapest option is automatically the smartest option. That's not always true. Buying something cheap feels great at first, right until it breaks. Then it gets replaced, then replaced again. And somehow the cheap option ends up costing more than the expensive one. Quality isn't about spending money carelessly, it's about understanding value. A good pair of shoes that lasts for years can be cheaper than buying 3 bad pairs. The same applies to tools, furniture, electronics, and countless other things. Price and value are not the same thing. One tells how much something costs, the other tells how much it delivers. Next, cash hoarding. Keeping money in cash feels safe. It's predictable. Nothing moves, nothing changes. But that's exactly the problem. Inflation quietly reduces purchasing power every year. It's like having an ice cube that melts so slowly nobody notices. The money is still there, it just buys less. Cash absolutely has a purpose. Emergency funds are important. Short-term savings matter. But treating cash as a long-term wealth-building strategy is like buying gym equipment and never using it. The potential is there. The growth isn't. Next, lifestyle creep. Getting a raise should feel like progress, but for many people, it only creates bigger bills. A bigger paycheck arrives. Then suddenly, there's a bigger apartment, a newer car, and a more expensive phone. Within a few months, the extra income has completely disappeared. It's one of the strangest financial mysteries. The amount earned keeps increasing, but somehow the amount left over stays exactly the same. Lifestyle inflation is sneaky because it doesn't feel like spending more. It feels like upgrading life, and sometimes it is. The problem starts when every raise immediately finds a new expense to live with. Next one is monthly trap. Businesses love one phrase more than almost any other. Only $29 per month. It sounds harmless, tiny even, but that's because the focus is on the monthly number instead of the total cost. A small monthly payment here, another one there, a few subscriptions, a few memberships, a few financing plans. Before long, the paycheck starts arriving with multiple people already waiting in line for it. Monthly payments make expensive things feel cheap. That's why they're so effective. The total cost tells the real story. The monthly cost just distracts from it. Next, fake wealth. One of the most expensive hobbies in the world is trying to look wealthy. A fancy car, a designer watch, the latest phone, brand name, everything. Social media has convinced people that wealth is something you wear, drive, or post online. But real wealth is usually invisible. Nobody can see an investment account. Nobody can see an emergency fund. Nobody can see a debt-free life. That's why appearances can be so misleading. The person showing off luxury purchases might be financing every single one of them. Meanwhile, someone driving an ordinary car could have investments quietly growing in the background. Looking rich gets attention. Being rich gets options. And surprisingly often, those two things are complete opposites. The more money people spend proving they're wealthy, the less money they actually have available to become wealthy. Next one is perfect timing. People love waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect day, the perfect opportunity, the perfect market. The problem is that perfection has terrible attendance. When markets are going up, people say they're too expensive. When markets are going down, people say they're too risky. When markets are flat, people say they'll wait for a clearer signal. Somehow, there's always a reason not to start. It's like standing beside a swimming pool for 10 years, waiting for the water temperature to be exactly right. Meanwhile, everyone else is already swimming. The biggest advantage in investing isn't predicting the future, it's giving money more time to grow. And every year spent waiting is a year that compounding never gets back. The perfect time has a funny habit of looking a lot like earlier. Next, coffee myth. If financial advice on the internet had a favorite villain, it would probably be coffee. According to some experts, every financial problem can apparently be solved by skipping a few lattes. Now sure, unnecessary spending adds up. Nobody is arguing against that. But here's the funny part. Most people aren't struggling financially because of a drink that costs a few dollars. The biggest financial decisions are usually housing, transportation, income, debt, and investing. That's where the giant piles of money are moving around. Focusing only on tiny expenses while ignoring the big decisions is like trying to stop a flood with a paper towel. It feels productive. It looks productive. But it doesn't address the actual problem. Small savings matter, but big financial wins are where real wealth is built, and that's where the attention should go first. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep learning something new every day, there's plenty more waiting for you. Check out the videos on your screen right now. One of them might answer a question you didn't even know you had. And if you enjoy simple explanations about life, money, science, psychology, history, and everything in between, subscribe to Life Told Simple. Until next time, stay curious.